Welcome. We live in a world where information is everywhere, but many are falling into a rhythm that discourages us from thinking for ourselves. You've likely seen it before: a student staring at a textbook, memorizing lines for an exam, and an adult staring at a smartphone, instantly forwarding a rumor on WhatsApp. They look like different worlds, but both stem from the same habit of following without questioning. Look at our digital reach. Malaysia's internet penetration climbs to 97% as interconnected nodes light up. But as those nodes turn red and plummet, that connectivity comes with a cost. We lose over 1.3 billion ringgit yearly to online scams. Part of this happens because we're exhausted. Social media fatigue drains our energy, making us likely to share fake news because we lack the mental bandwidth to check. If you want to find clarity on the hidden issues shaping Malaysian society, hit the like button and subscribe. Having all the world's information at our fingertips means very little if we don't have the mental tools to filter out the noise. This vulnerability doesn't start on our phones. It begins much earlier, in our classrooms. This radar chart plots 5th grade student skill sets. Notice the massive spike in memorization, while analysis, inference, and explanation sit flat. Watch how that memorization spike repeatedly hammers down. Years of copying and summarizing crush the ability to ask why. This pattern follows us into adulthood. Many universities operate like corporate job factories, training young adults to perform specific tasks for a paycheck, instead of teaching them how to process the world around them. By removing subjects like philosophy and open debate from the core university experience, we take away the exact tools people need to approach problems creatively. We end up with a society of graduates who can follow instructions perfectly, but who freeze when they face a problem that isn't in the manual. So what happens when a student who has been trained never to question authority finally enters the real world? That habit of accepting what we're told moves from the textbook to our phones. We stop questioning the source and start trusting whatever the app puts in front of us, whether it's on TikTok or Facebook. Because we haven't practiced looking beneath the surface, false narratives and deepfakes can easily slip past our common sense. This mental vulnerability is why outdated negative stereotypes about Malays, Chinese, and Indians still stick today. We hear them, we accept them, and we pass them on. Looking at this historical photograph of a British naval officer inspecting Malayan soldiers, we can see where these specific stereotypes were born. They were created by colonial-era policies designed to divide people, and they've survived because we haven't been taught to challenge them. Failing to teach critical thinking isn't just a school problem. It is a deep societal weakness that leaves our communities divided and our bank accounts exposed to scammers. There is a way to break this cycle, and it's called Merdeka Ninda, independence of the mind. Every August 31st, we celebrate our national freedom. But looking at this historic photograph of the Merdeka float, it's worth asking if our mental habits are as free as the country. If a social media feed, a scammer, or a colonial bias can easily manipulate your fears and take your money, you haven't achieved full independence. Change starts with how we teach. Schools and parents need to move towards student-centered learning, the kind that encourages debate and allows children to form their own conclusions. As individuals, we must build our own mental firewalls. You have to pause and ask why before you share a post or trust a stranger with your money. Snapping that automated reflex is how you regain control. If you want to prioritize clarity over confusion, subscribe and join us. Independence is something we build inside our own minds every time we decide to stop, look closer,